Good day, Counter-Strike people. Hope you're doing alright. So, in this video, I realised not everybody is fully well aware of kind of being a bit prepared for the next Armory case. There's a bit of a strategy that people have basically figured out in that if you just kind of wait it out, hold on to your stars, and then, oh, hey, look, a brand new Armory case has appeared, whatever name it might be. I don't know, money case or whatever, but you get the idea. You could just basically instantly spend all your stars the second it appears, and you'll be one of the first people to be able to sell it, and of course, potentially gets a nice profit. So we'll talk about that, but I think a lot of people might be already aware of it, so you might want to consider skipping ahead to the part where we talk about when might be the best time to sell them. Because after seeing the behaviour of this, I feel like a lot more people would probably be very appreciative to realise maybe you don't want to instantly sell them as fast as possible, specifically for that first day of when they become marketable. Right, so let's jump to it. So yeah, as of now, the Fever case, which did come out about a month ago, it has almost 200,000 cases on the Steam market, and if you were to compare to the Gallery case, well, both of them seem to be sitting at around $1. Okay, cool. But who knows when the next Armory case might come out? Or might just be two, you never know. But this did come out 6 months after the Gallery case. So if we were to kind of maybe follow the pattern there, maybe we'll see something around October time. That's just an estimate, that's just a guess, but be prepared. Now, in terms of being prepared, you could right now go ahead and start stocking up on all your stars with the passes, but don't spend them. That's the plan, just don't spend them. So let's just quickly hop into Counter-Strike and I'll quickly talk about this. So here I am in the Armory, and of course you can see everything's on display. How nice! Got to spend all those stars, but you've also got to earn them. Now I do believe passes are supposed to be equal to around $15. So if you went to get bought 5 of them, that's going to be $75. However, out of each pass, you should be able to earn 20 cases each, 100 in total essentially. So if you manage to just get all the stars but don't spend them, just wait it out. Just wait until we see a brand new case being introduced, and so as long as it's an Armory case, you can instantly go ahead and just purchase them. 2 stars each, that should be how it is from here and now. I mean, who knows if they change the price of them, but I would assume it's going to stay the same. So instantly you could get 100 cases just like that, but how exactly does this work? Because there's certain times in which, there's cooldowns, and only so many cases and whatnot can actually be listed, like the Fever case. So let's just talk about the appearance of that when that first appeared and explain how only certain people were able to sell theirs the very next week. Time zones. You're going to need to figure out the time difference between you, where you're currently located, and Valve HQ. I'll use myself as an example. I'm in the UK, and Valve, they're located in Washington State, United States. There's different time zones in America, so if I was to compare to myself, they're 8 hours behind, or I'm 8 hours ahead of them. Cool, we got that nice and established. But I need to know that to be able to understand for whatever purchase I make in game in Counter-Strike, what's the 7-day cooldown going to be like? So I'll go, show this video to you right now. This will be linked in the description, and it's going to help you out a lot. Counter-Strike 7-day cooldown items and marketable time. Basically, you know how we just talked about how you need to hoard your stars and wait until this brand new case comes out? Well, with the stars, you purchase with them to get the new case, don't you? And because it's a purchase, those brand new cases will have a 7-day cooldown. Understood? But if we could just quickly go over to here now, we can actually point out specifically when that update came out. We're on SteamDB. This has all the patch notes. I scroll down and all I have to do is go to March 31st. And here we have the Spring Forward update, which of course introduced the brand new Fever case and some other collections and whatnot. So, let me explain this. I can see that this came out at 11 o'clock my time. But, where Valve HQ was located, that's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Every purchase you make, it rounds up to the next midnight where Valve HQ is located. And then 7 days later from there, that midnight, that is when your brand new item will become marketable. So in this particular instance, because this update came out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Valve time, right? The next midnight would be then April 1st. So 7 days later, on April 8th, the brand new case became marketable. So knowing that, you'll now realise that there was only, a 9-hour time period in which everybody who found out about the update and saw the brand new case, they had to go collect them as soon as possible. Because only all the brand new cases that were acquired during that 9-hour period would actually become marketable on April 8. I know it sounds a bit odd. There's a reason why I linked that video in the description. You might want to consider watching it. It's about 4 minutes long. It has diagrams, pictures, you name it. It should help you out and understand. But this is how it worked. And of course, I knew exactly when the case was going to become marketable. I made a video showcasing it. CS2 Fever Case and Train 2025 Skin Buy Orders. Now, I was quite literally there at the exact time that, of course, it became marketable. And you get the idea. So now, we're in a position where we need to talk about when exactly is it the best time to sell your brand new Armory case. I made myself smaller, but it helps so you can see just a little bit more above my head. In this video, I do skip ahead towards the very end, so as you can see, April 8th, very nice. But I skip ahead to just have like a final remark in regards to what I see here with the Fever case. So yeah, that's me quite literally pointing out, it was literally an hour later. There you go. So, it was just past 1 o'clock in the morning, Valve time, Washington State time, and that is what it looked like at that specific point. But within the first hour, there was so many people rushing to list their Fever cases. And it got to a point where it went all the way down to about $1, and there's about 50,000 listings. And after seeing that initial bit of behaviour, but then starting to notice that the quantity started to go back down again, and the price started to rise back up again, I realised you do not want to rush into making those sales as soon as possible. No. And after seeing that, I thought, you know what? I better keep track of this. I better keep an eye and see what happens as time goes on. So, just to quickly reiterate this, here's my Discord. Oh, can't move it, there you go. And yep, there we are. It is the Tuesday 8. It's 9:43 here. I took a screenshot. Let's go ahead and take a look at a series of screenshots. This right here is an hour and a half after the initial instance this Fever case became marketable, and the quantity went down even further. So what? Almost 40 minutes later, 8,000 quantity had disappeared, and the price had gone up over $2. Okay, that's cool. So we're learning something here. When a brand new Armory case is available, you're going to rush to get it as soon as possible to make sure that you've got the ones that are going to be marketable as soon as possible. And then, when it first becomes marketable on the very first day, you don't want to sell it literally within the first hour. You want to be patient. You want to take your time. So that's what it looked like an hour and a half later. And this was a good, couple hours later. Price kept going up. Quantity kept going down. But for this third picture here, it was 23 hours and 30 minutes after this had first become marketable. So basically, 30 minutes just before the next wave of Fever cases were about to be, become marketable. Right? So that had been every purchase made between April 1st, midnight, 1 minute past midnight to 23:59. You get the idea. So it would round up to the next day. Again, this is all based in Washington State time, Valve HQ time zone. So round up April 2nd, 7 days later, April 9. So this was 30 minutes before we got to April 9 in Valve time zone. And as you can see, only 4,223 listings, and the price went up to $3. The general gist is, if you happen to have the brand new case, on the first day, within the first 24 hours of it being marketable, you want to sell when Europe is asleep. So for me, in this particular instance, when I took the screenshot, it was 7:30 in the morning for me. If you'd done it 2 or 3 hours earlier than that, that still would have been fine. It still would have been about $3, even more. I believe it got close to $4 at one point. But now that I've pointed it out, you are aware. Now you're going to question, what happens 30 minutes later after this? Well, more people are able to list their cases, so guess what? Oh, there you go. Another 60,000 of them appeared, and the price went back down again. And that's it. That was the highest price it basically was. $3 to $4. That was the highest price the FIFA case ever was in its current existence. And now you have to question, okay, if you want to make the most profit out of a brand new Armory case, you're going to need to be patient, and you're going to probably want to wait until Europe is asleep. AKA, you probably want to do it like when it's like 5 o'clock in the morning UK time. Like 3 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the morning UK time, London time zone. Sounds good? The difference is, so if we could quickly go back in game, as we pointed out earlier, with 200 stars, you could get 100 cases. With 100 cases, if you're to try and sell them as fast as possible, you're going to probably make up to close to around $100 if you tried to sell within the first hour. But if you played it smarter and you waited it out, you could have sold 100 cases for up to almost $300. Now, let me just quickly remind you, 5 of these costs about $75, doesn't it? If you tried to sell for around $100, you probably wouldn't have made that much profit. Might not have been worth it. But if you managed to sell all your cases and then get, almost $300, well, there you go. Now you understand the strategy, and now you understand that you might want to be a little bit patient in regards to selling your brand new cases. Now, will the next case even be an Armory case skin? Armory case? We don't know. You might recall Kilowatt case. That was the last case in which they just said, hey, here's a brand new case. Just try and get it in your weekly drops. Not something you're doing with missions and whatnot. Like, you get the idea. So, okay. Well, you're aware of it now. Be impatient with stars, and be impatient in making a sale of a brand new Armory. And again, just to reiterate, this is only for Armory cases. Because as we pointed out earlier, after a while, these just end up at around $1. And that's it. We haven't seen an instance yet in which what happens when one of these cases are removed from this Armory section. We don't know yet, do we? But that'd be fun to learn about. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you have any issues or questions, feel free to comment below. But I hope the video was reasonably concise, straight to the point, and insightful, all right? You want to walk away with the most potential profit, don't you? So you've got to play it smarter. For Americans, it's easy for you because you're basically in the same country as we have to, but, like, you don't have to stay up late. For Europeans and people, across the world elsewhere, that might be a little bit different. Yeah. So, cool. That's it. That's a wrap. I hope the video is nice and insightful. And consider looking in my description for that video again, talking about 7-day cooldowns. It's probably going to be super helpful for you, not just for the things like this, but also for every brand new souvenir case that comes out, all the brand new stickers for majors and whatnot. Yep, you get it. Cool. So with that, once again, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Sing goodbye.